Going over to the political part podcast, a Representative Jim Jordan calling for Obama to be prosecuted for the Russiagate hoax. This is brought to us thanks to Benny Johnson at X, and he says, quote, Representative Jim Jordan calls for Barack Obama and the deep state intel operatives to be prosecuted for their role in the treasonous Russiagate hoax against President Trump. It's about 2 minutes, 25 seconds, but I think it's important enough to watch the whole thing. Again, credit to Benny Johnson on his X profile, spelled literally BENNY JOHNSON.
Now, Tulsi Gabbard said quite definitively yesterday that she's referred for criminal charges to the DOJ. Obviously, they've set up the strike force. What you just elucidated there for us, Mr. Chairman, is that they used the Steele dossier as the main subsource for all of this, which was, of course, Russian disinformation. They used Russian spies lying about Trump. And that's a foreign power being used to sabotage our election. And so, I mean, is it treasonous? Is it seditious conspiracy? They charged a couple of J6ers with seditious conspiracy, Mr. Chairman. Could they charge them with that?
Sure, they sure did charge some of the folks at the Capitol on January 6th with that. Again, I leave that to the Justice Department. I am so glad Tulsi did the referral. We've sort of had a lot of these events and these facts, but the idea that she now has the evidence that shows the intelligence community assessment was manipulated and changed, I think is critical. We have John Brennan, I think, saying false things under oath in front of Congress a few Congresses back, specifically when Trey Gowdy was asking him questions about the dossier. So I think you have that fact. You will have to look at the statute of limitations, what crime you're going to charge, if in fact you're going to charge it. I think all those factors weigh in, but we have smart lawyers, great leadership at the Justice Department. They will figure all that out and see if the elements of the crime are there. And then where do you bring that? Do you bring that in here in the DC area? Do you bring it somewhere?
No.
I mean, all those
Please, no.
I get it, but all those have to be worked through. And that's why I believe the Attorney General has appropriately put together this key group of people to focus in on this and get answers to all those questions. Because you're right, the American people say, look, this was totally wrong what they did. It happened right at the get-go. It was done to undermine the entire presidency, the first term of President Trump. That is wrong. That is just flat out wrong. And the guy who was kind of putting all this together, Jim Comey, just happens to be the guy who's walking along the beach and sees the shells or rocks, whatever, arranged in a pattern that says 8647. I mean, that's the guy. He's critical to all this too. So I think when you look at the big picture, you're like, this was wrong and it needs to be investigated. And if there's a crime, they definitely need to be prosecuted.
A lot of words. Quite a few words. Will anything be done, though? Republicans are very good at making loud noises. I mean, reminds me, well, it loses me at the moment. It reminds me of that silly, was it a movie character? Or someone would just simply yell loud noises. Or was that a TV show? Whatever, nevertheless. Yeah, so they're saying that maybe they'll do something. But again, I'm pessimistic. It's only got about 30,000 views and 1,000 likes. One of the first comments, well, I'm a little biased, this guy's handsome and brilliant, me, the topping show, and I say, quote, would be nice if justice was done, but Republicans have a long track record of making noise, but having no effect. I hope I'm wrong, getting 5 likes. Yep. The Fox says, employee of the month is Tulsi Gabbard, says Tulsi Gabbard, July 2025, getting 7 likes. I just have Anoli Sani say, quote, calling for prosecutions or just casting for the longest shadow in DC history, getting 4 likes. Marley says, Jim Jordan is doing nothing, is a do-nothing politician. He just calls on, writes a strongly worded post, goes on Fox, but does absolutely nothing about anything. Game 5, make it 6 likes. Brady the Brittany says, quote, if Jordan is getting involved, you can bet all your worldly belongings that absolutely no justice will occur. Game 10, yeah, let's make it 11 likes. Yeah. Coldplay Cut says, but hey, if nothing else, Jim Jordan could always pen a strongly worded letter, getting 7 likes. Yep. Michael Stanton says, he will hold a hearing on it. That's all he does. Getting 10 likes, well, including 1 from me. 6 says, keywords are needs to be, meaning ain't shit happening per usual. Our country is effed. Yeah. I also have once more on 2 says, that do nothing is always calling for something in 4 likes. Yeah, Republicans, it does surprise me that some of them have the intellect to actually have the capacity to write anything, including a letter. But yeah, a lot of them do write strongly worded letters. Again, Republicans have done some good things. The Big Beautiful Bill finally got the taxes off the NFA Act, or the NFA items for the National Firearms Act of 1934. They covered everything but machine guns that should have been included. So they did something. moderately pro-gun in many, many years. So there's something. Again, it's a rare thing. But yeah, it's just, I'm just so used to Republicans making noise and nothing actually happening. So again, this is, it's been breaking news for a couple days, but I'm just so pessimistic to think, I just don't think anything will happen. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comments. Great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.